really pleased to talk to you about my career and then general talk about the science. And you are free to interrupt me in case if you have got any questions, or I can take the questions at the end as well, um, so that I can finish my presentation. Um, Happy
Yes,
to start then. Yeah.
yes, you could start and we could have questions towards the end.
Yes, that would be, I think, better because I cannot see you directly, so it makes much sense to do it at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So the next slide. Let me see if the clicker works quite okay. Yes, that's good. Yeah. I have a I did my engineering, specifically like 4 years degree in India. Um, my background is electronics and communication. I have been working all these years as electronics engineer and then transitioned to systems engineering quite recently, like 5 years back. Uh, in India, traditionally, we do our plus two, like GCSEs followed by A levels. And then we have an engineering degree, which is a 4 years degree. My basically my inspiration to go to this engineering came from my father. My father is a civil engineer, was a civil engineer, and he used to be like every day I used to see him going and then um, working on the buildings and then around the community, getting the things done. So particularly my school, he used to visit every day and then do all the civil works for the school. So seeing him every day, going around and then getting the things done, I got inspired from him. That really fueled me to join an engineering degree. But yeah, I went from, instead of joining civil engineering, I went to electronics. That's again my personal choice, because I was really intrigued about the gadgets at that time. There were not many gadgets in those days, but then it's an early days of TV, and then everybody transitioning to the computers and all. But then that really fueled my um, intriguity in that one. And then I joined the electronics engineering. I did join as a graduate research engineer initially in the government organization. You would have seen that particularly most of the houses may not have now the landlines, but then in those days landlines were the big revolution. I worked as a switching engineer at that time, and I moved to UK around 15-20 years back, 15 to 17 years back. When I moved here, I started working as a senior electronics engineer, and then again, yeah, that was my journey as such, as an electronics. Yeah, this is like, you guys would have heard like science and engineering all together, right? Like, I just wanted to um, mention about what exactly is the science about. Anyone wants to have a go, if at all people wanted to speak, but then I don't know whether it's easier for them to respond. Teresia? No, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
perhaps due to setup, we could just
Yeah.
proceed and they could
That's
ask questions towards the end. Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. Very well. Yeah. So the science is about how we explore and explain the world around us. So when you see different things around you, are like you are setting up, like you see the computers, or you see something in nature, or something which happens around us, and the way we explore and the way we explain it to us or around the world, that is what is science about. Science is about all what you see, what you touch, what you feel about the objects around you. Like, you can see that somebody will be interested in the exploring the sun, like galaxy, and then they start looking at the telescope and explore the planets. Or if you are interested in nature, you would be going around in the nature and then work. Like, even the science also, like if you see on this picture here, you can see the DNA kind of thing, and then magnets, and then even the biology kind of thing, some chemistry experiments. All those things are very much related to the science. So the main branches of the science are biology, chemistry, astronomy, physics, geology. So everything is related to the science here, and you are doing the research kind of thing or exploring the things around your. So what is engineering about? So why do we separate out slightly? It's again the byproduct of the science, but engineering is slightly different, where you are actually applying the knowledge what you have got from the science, researching in the science, to find solution to the problems. That is all engineering about. So you are applying the scientific knowledge to create practical solutions, so solutions which make your life better. For example, if you want to um, go from point A to point B, you have worked on a engineering solution where the train and train tracks have been invented, where people can reach from one point to the other point easily, faster, more convenient way. That is all engineering about. So it uses the design process. We define the process, the problems are addressed, and then solutions are created in engineering. So here you can see the pictures of somebody is doing the soldering, like electronics components. They are soldering here, and the civil engineers are building the um, working on the building works here. And the last picture here shows the drones. Someone is flying the drones, and then you actually communicate to the drones and make it to do what you wanted. That is what engineering is about. So there are many branches in engineering, like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical, chemical, to name a few actually. So when I said in my first slide that I'm a systems engineer working in cubic transportation systems, what I just thought it would be more beneficial to know what exactly systems engineering is, like what we do. Um, we are like a group, like a discipline which covers all of the things. Like we are in the middle, bridging between different departments. So we do the risk management, we do the requirements. Like if at all somebody asks us, like somebody approaches our company saying that I want this feature to be seen in your product, then we take the requirements and we transform it to the uh, design teams. The requirements will be taken as a customer requirements, and then we go out the solution. Human factors, how you interact with the devices. Like if you have a mobile phone, you have a touch screen, and you are interacting with the, like human is interacting with the mobile. That is where the human factors will come into picture. The software, the program which runs in the phones or on a device, the project leadership. So to make everything happen, you need somebody managing the project. So there is a project leadership again. And integration is the place where um, different modules come together and then make a like different departments will come together to give a bigger picture there. So all the jigsaw puzzles join there, so that we have a picture at the end of our development. So verification and validation, this is again making sure your product works as it is expected. So if I want a drone, for example, to fly in the sky at some 100 meters from ground, that's for example, the customer has asked us to deliver that solution. So we need to verify the device that it flies in that range. So that is what is happening here in the verification and validation. So the hardware, you can see that this is the underlying hardware where you can touch and feel the device. That this is the hardware, like it can be covers, it can be screen, It can be the electronic components inside that. Once you open the covers, everything is called hardware there. Yeah. So this picture, what you are seeing here is a um, I believe you would have seen in outside, like whenever you are traveling on London or outside London, the gates will be slightly different, but these are the gates which you see. You will be touching your card and then enter the train station. So these gates are all mechanical parts, and they scan your card, whether it is a debit card, credit card, or even the Oyster card, or in fact the ticket, the paper ticket. So you are going to put that one and then get into the station, train station. So someone is validating you whether you are allowed to travel or not. You are allowed to get into the station or ride the train or get on the tram or get on the bus. So all those things are being validated by some device. So that device, we like my company does this work actually. So we are the persons who are in the background validating your tickets, and we do the fare collection and revenue management. So how much money need to be taken from your card, and we interact with your bank. Like suppose Santander is given you your credit card, we go and talk to the Santander. All of this thing happens in the background, but we talk to the Santander, get the money, and the money is given to the either TFL or any train companies. That we are the middleman, allowing you to travel, get collecting the money and giving to them. So we do the fare collection and revenue management. So surface transport management is another one where you see the toll gates when you travel on the motorways. You see the toll gates. Like we don't have so many toll gates here, but then in European cities we have the toll management. Like you pay the money for using the road. And in UK we got Dartford is one of the example where when the car passes through the Dartford, it automatically scans the number plates and then gives you a bill at the end of the day saying that you have to pay £2 or £3, whatever is it. So that's road user charging. What we say here is that toll management. Mobile suit is another one where you can get to know um, the timetable of your buses, live timetables actually, the train, live timetables of buses. And if you want to go from one place to the other place, when you enter the details in your mobile, you will get to see how many minutes you need to walk to the nearest train station. From there, what train need to be taken, and from there, how do you again take the next leg of the transport, and how much you need to walk before you reach your destination. All those things will be managed by the mobile suite. So I get involved in all of this kind of work as such. And this gates itself, what you're seeing, is designed by Cubic Transportation. Here on the screen, you can see the examples of the systems where we work actually. So this is a ticket vending machine. You can buy your ticket when you enter the station. You enter all the details, what's needed, and then the from where you want to start and where are you going, and then what kind of payment you want to do. Like, is it a cash payment or credit card payment? The machine will look at take all those things and then give you out a ticket. This is the ticket vending machine, what we call as. And this is a mobile phone. So someone is paying for their fare using the mobile phone at the gate itself when you are entering the station. And the person is checking his mobile suit. Apart from all these three things, we even manage the Santander. It's not Santander. I think right now, I'm not sure who is doing that one, but the cycle hire also. So you can put your card and then get the cycle hired for certain duration. That's again managed by Cubic. So this is about my company, where I work and what we do. The next picture here is mostly like a mobile phone design. Um, what you see the mobile in your day-to-day life, that looks like this when you open it up. I'm not asking you guys to open, but then this is what it looks like. I have worked on these designs before because I'm an electronics engineer. And you can see that different chips, we call them as chips. And then you can see the green color is called the PCB, printed circuit board, and different components interact with the tracks. It's like somebody is connecting the networks, like how the network in our brain connects between different body parts. The same way, the chips are connected and they interact with each other to perform a function. So this is the picture of the mobile phone, and this I have put the photograph of the logo of the company which has produced this mobile phone. This is ST Ericsson, and they supply their chips are used in Samsung phones, Nokia phones, and many other Qualcomm phones also. Qualcomm, like some other products also. But the main user of this design is Samsung. The next one I want to show is a um, introduce you to the cancer treatment. So this is a company where I worked before, like 5 years back. This is called Electa, and they produce the big machines, linear accelerators, they're called, and those machines are used for the cancer treatment. These machines, I'm not sure how many of you have seen this one, but this is the treatment machine which treats the cancer. If you look here, the patient goes and lies down on this one, and then the top head will give out the radiation, and the clinician, whoever is doing the work here, like clinical or the doctor, whoever is guiding you, guiding the rays and all, they can set up using the screens, and they can really see that, and then see how radiation, like electrons, will come down through this one and bombard the tumor. So the patient lying here will have that particular tumor location marked, and the nurse here makes sure that the particular electron beam will come and hit that tumor, so that only the tumor area will get the radiation, so that the cancer cells will die. And during this process, like at most care is taken so that this radiation shouldn't hit the other parts of the body. So that is why this becomes very critical, where the human interaction directly is there. So you don't want the patient to get the radiation in the good working area. Like if you have a tumor in one particular, suppose my hand has got a tumor, the radiation should only hit that location, the tumor location, not my head or not my body parts. That is what is a very precise thing taken care during the design of this system. So I just want to show you a little peek into how does the machine looks when it gets opened. So this is the picture of the same machine. Only thing is the head is down here. But then once it's open, the cover's all removed. It looks like this. It's got it's got a gantry which rotates. so that this head can go wherever it want, wherever we ask it to go. And then there are full like motors here, like wheels here, so that this whole system can move. But this is quite heavy, and it requires so much of um, mechanical drive to move the machine. Happy to answer any questions later at the end of the presentation. So I thought it would be helpful to just mention that how that whole thing operates. If you see here, there is an electron gun. It is spitting out electrons continuously, and then those electrons get accelerated. So you are like these magnets around here will make the electrons to accelerate, and as they move from here to this end, the velocity of the electrons increases constantly, reaching very high speed by the time, very nearer speed to the light by this time it reaches here. So with that speed, it hits a tungsten plate here. So once it hits the tungsten plate, the beam comes down, like you have that X-rays coming out of the tungsten plate because the electrons are hitting this tungsten plate at high speed, and that gives out a beam. So this beam, what you see here, will be shaped using this head here. So the beam will be shaped based on the tumor size. So you have the tumor dimensions with you, and you can feed to the machine what is the tumor size and what kind of beam shape you want, and the beam shaping is done here. Multi-leaf collimator, what we say, and the beam gets shaped. So in essence, your electrons are bombarded and they transform to the X-rays. X-rays will get hit on the body and your tumor gets treated. That's what happens when someone goes to the hospital with a particular tumor and then gets treated. All these machines are in NHS, and then they are being widely used. This is again a similar kind of machine, but then here you can get the tumor treated as well as diagnosed. So before the treatment, you do the diagnosis, right? Like blood test or X-ray or MRI. You go to you are put through that machine, and then the patient will undergo the diagnostic. So this machine does both diagnostic and treatment. That's why it's slightly bigger than the previous one. So you all have seen the machine now. I want to just show how many different disciplines come together to build this machine. So this is a chemical engineering, because the body anatomy need to be understood, and then even how we have actually the coolant being circulated all the way. This machine generates so much of heat. So to dissipate the heat from the machine, we need some coolant which goes around in the tubes so that it's taking out the heat from the machine. So that's why we need a chemical engineer there. And we need quality person, because they need to make sure that everything is performing as per requirement. And they are the persons who are between us and the hospitals. So they make sure that the quality is good. Regulatory, again, they are above us, watching always, so that we are providing the proper service to the patients. Software, the heart of this one, where the machine operation all is programmed. So some software is running in the machine, which takes care of delivering the correct dose to the patient. Electronics, electrical, you have seen the electronics, which is back of this machine. Once I remove the cover, you could see that. Mechanical engineering, again, the machine running and then mechanics of the machine is taken care by mechanical engineering. Civil engineering, the civil engineering guys actually do the whole construction part, how the this whole machine is put in a big room with lots of concrete so that the radiation doesn't escape the room. So that's again civil engineering work. And physics, physics is the heart of this machine, how the electrons are generated and how the x-rays are generated from that. All this thing is taken care by physics. So if you see, everyone is involved in this: science, engineering, and human resources. Everybody is part of this big work. So those are the things what I want to show you actually about how the engineering is. And the next part is like I want to touch upon slight on the frugal science. um, I'm not sure whether you have heard about this one. The frugal science is basically an approach that prioritizes designing the affordable systems, like with whatever material you got around your house, like scalable ones, um, exploring the science, or making some equipments using the day-to-day whatever you see around your, like not very expensive, like multinational companies kind of thing. So yeah, many countries have got a smaller, like in, for example, in your school you are doing a science experiment, that could be another frugal invention, what we say. So I want to just show you here the fold scope, which I felt like it's quite cool there. uh, they have a smaller fold scope kind of thing where it's made with the cardboard, and the minimum equipment needed, so that you can use it as a small telescope kind of thing where you can observe the smaller particles in your school or the lab, using this smaller equipment. This is not a high cost like other sophisticated telescopes, but it's like a small science project kind of thing. It's this particular fold scope started as a smaller activities in some developing countries, but then now millions of the devices have been sold. This has become a small company kind of thing, and it started with a very little capital, and now worldwide a lot of people use that. So yeah, if you are interested, just search with the fold scope in the Google, you'll get more information on that. And this is a water droplet based computer. um, it does computing using the water droplets. That's also very interesting. I felt like it's very innovative to do that work. I don't know whether we got enough time. Let me check once. Yeah, I can give this one, but then if you look at the, I think it's the time is okay. If you are interested, just search with the water droplet based computer. You'll find nice videos about that explaining how it looks and how it works as such. And the another interesting one is a bionic eye. So by blind people, for them to see the world, this eye has been developed, and it's really very good one, I think, because basically giving the eyesight to someone who cannot see or who has impaired vision is a real innovation actually. This also allows, like these electrical signals send the stimulants to the brain so that brain can imagine or get that image in front of its eyes actually. The next one, yeah, this is another one. This is a diamond light source, and this facility is in UK. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this one, but this is a facility which is in the Dead Court. And if you are interested, just Google this one, diamond lysos, and then you'll find loads of information about this one. This is used for the research, to find the new things in science. I think I'll do this one, skip this slide, because I think we are almost run out of the time. Yeah, the roots in the STEM, you can all take the traditional university route, that is physics, chemistry, like all the science subjects. If you are interested, just go through that, graduate, bachelor's and master's. But there are other routes where people explore still, apprenticeships. So the various levels you can get apprenticeships, where you can approach companies and then join the company, and you can learn while you're working. That is what is apprenticeship. The beauty of that is, so you get good progression. The main thing is you are earning as well as learning. That's a another reward. And you can get some different information on the websites by going through this extra extra IOP website is there, Faraday Secondary is there. All these are like information where you can get, just I think you can just Google and then get lots of information. And I want to end that I feel, I really feel that this is a good thing where you are giving opportunity for yourself to solve the problems of the world. That really matters when you enter the engineering or science. Any website, any questions actually before I end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could actually do the true or false activity because we have some time
Okay.
while perhaps the teachers gather some questions from the students.
Yes.
So you could go
Okay.
ahead and do the true and
Okay.
false section. Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is just a small one I put. So we these are the science myths. So we all think that lightning never strikes the same place twice. But it's not actually a true one, because lightning can strike the same place many times. It's only dependent on the height of the building. So if you are higher, and then it can discharge. So for example, like Empire State Building, it seems on an average 25 times it gets lightning strike. It's the same place, but then some areas may be more prone during like lightning. Yes. So the next one, humans only use 10% of their brains. This is another myth. Uh, People think that it is 10% of their brain only is used, but then we use all parts of our brain. But probably we use different areas of the brain for different activities. So some activity requires more exertion on certain part of the brain, but we always use all the parts of the brain. Nothing, no part of the brain is unused, and it's not there just for the namesake. So we know that none of the part of the brain is dormant or unused. Bats are blind. No, bats are not blind. They navigate during the low light. They can easily navigate during the low light. And the way because they are normally seen in the night, people think that they are blind, but they have the extra ability to go and find what their food or whatever is needed in the low light conditions. And that is more calmer for them, I think, believe, to go out and then find their things. It's all like cool at that night, right? Eating carrots improves your night vision. Is it really? I think we normally, like our moms tell that, oh, you eat carrots more and then you get good eyesight. It's partially true, because carrots got A vitamin, and it helps particularly when you have a dim vision kind of thing. But it's not entirely true. Like if you already have some eyesight problem, I don't think it cures that, but it helps. That is why, anyhow, eating carrots is always good because you will get lots of A vitamin, which is good for your health of your eye. People's nails keep growing after they die. So, do you believe this? So, nail growth also is like cell growth. All the growth stops after the death. So, even nails don't grow actually after they die. After we die, actually. Frequent trims make your hair grow faster. I think most of the people believe that, and then mom says that, oh, you get your hair cut done, it grows faster and all. But then it doesn't really help. So it only helps to keep your hair good, in like good looking kind of thing, because normally the hair at the end of the like hair, it gets like a split as such, so you are trimming it so that your hair is proper good looking, but actually the growth is more towards the hair follicle, that is the part which attaches to your head. So this is also a myth.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lalitha.
Hmm.
So the students have given us a couple of interesting questions, which
Yeah.
perhaps you could go into. So the first one is, what is the part of your job that you like the most?
Okay. The part of the job, particularly the thing what I like is, it's not the same boring one every day I do. It's every day is a new challenge kind of thing, because we do get new requests from the customer asking for different things, and then we are constantly exploring and finding solutions for the problems. So that is what is most interesting for me, because I do like uh, to my job. I like the way that it varies every day. It's not the same job or same kind of work every day I'm doing. That's the most interesting for me.
Yeah, that's amazing. No one likes routine, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, yeah, I think probably it depends on the person.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
Yeah, it depends on the person, but yeah, you as far as I'm concerned, we are free to explore what we want, right? So what you really like, you should be doing.
True.
That keeps us motivating.
Okay,
Mhm.
an interesting one. Who invented the Bluetooth?
Ah, interesting one. I don't know actually. I don't know, but the I have I'm very bad at inventions and other things. But the Bluetooth is an interesting technology actually. So if you see that it doesn't travel so far actually, it is few meters only that the distance is like. That's why you can see that many Bluetooth devices operate independently within that area. And particular thing which I feel very interesting is that when you go to a open space and then switch on your Bluetooth, you see so many Bluetooth devices around, like people, everybody next to you, or different areas within the hotel or the place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see, you can really find so many Bluetooth devices. But then, yeah, that's, I don't know, I have to look at it, like who invented the
Okay,
excellent. Yeah.
I actually got an answer, did a quick Google search.
Yeah.
It was invented by Dr. Jap Hudson, a
Chap
Dutch
Hudson.
engineer working for Ericsson back in 1994.
Okay,
So
okay. Yeah.
interesting. All right. Looks like we just have about 3 minutes. Maybe
Mhm.
we could quickly answer, what projects have you been involved in directly?
Yeah. So the picture I showed about the linear accelerator, right? So let me show you. Oh God, this one's going to take. So the big one, this picture, I am directly in the electronics electrical. So I have worked on that part where the beam, how it how it how it gets shaped. So that electronics of this one I got involved in. Yeah, I
Mm,
designed the control systems, how the beam gets controlled, like how the machine moves around. So that coding I did on this machine directly. And particularly now for the transport for London, I've been working on the projects, systems engineering. So when you see the next, when you tap your card, you will really understand, like think that, okay, Lalita worked on that project.
nice. Fantastic. All right. And in the last minute, there are two
Mm-hmm.
questions. See how to answer them together.
Mm-hmm.
So, one, what advice would you give to a student entering your field now?
Mm-hmm.
And do you think you would be involved in a cure for cancer in the future?
You will be in sun, like second one, can you just tell me, repeat please?
Do you do you think you would be involved in a cure for cancer in the future?
Oh yeah, okay, okay. Now see, for the advice, actually I think that any of the STEM subjects, any of the science subjects or STEM subjects, if you study, and in school you start observing around you what is happening, and then different gadgets and everything. If you are really interested in those kind of things, you just can embark, like, because it's not, maths is not absolutely necessary. You don't need to be pro in maths. General maths is sufficient. I'm not a big physics guy or maths guy, but then I'm able to work in this field. So it's not difficult. That is what I feel. As long as you like the field, it's not difficult. That's for the my first advice. And the second one, cancer cure. I'm not the medical professional as such, but I'm sure that I would go back again at some point to the company where I worked before, and I'm very close to that project as such. So I worked for 8 years in that field, and I came out now for the transportation. But again, that is my interest, where I want to explore different fields. So I have been first to the mobile industry, then I went to the medical industry where I worked on the cancer cure, and I now work for the transportation industry. So the breadth of the information you get from different industries is what made me to move from one domain to the other. Yeah. So yeah, definitely I'll be going back at some point to the cancer cure.